parents of the animals were coming by now, 2 men and 2 women his age but more American in their dress. They glanced at him, shamefaced, yet in their eyes was an odd, triumphant defiance. Out of control, Bonacera leaned forward toward the aisle and shouted hoarsely, "You will weep as I have wept, I will make you weep as your children make me weep," the linen at his eyes now. The defense attorneys bringing up the rear swept their clients forward in a tight little band, enveloping the 2 young men, who had started back down the aisle as if to protect their parents. A huge bailiff moved quickly to block the row in which Bonacera stood. But it was not necessary. All his years in America, Amerigo Bonacera had trusted in law and order. And he had prospered thereby. Now, though his brain smoked with hatred, though wild visions of buying a gun and killing the 2 young men jangled the very bones of his skull, Bonacera turned to his still uncomprehending wife and explained to her, "They have made fools of us." He paused and then made his decision, no longer fearing the cost. For justice we must go on our knees to Don Corleone. In a garishly decorated Los Angeles hotel suite, Johnny Fontaine was as jealously drunk as any ordinary husband. Sprawled on a red couch, he drank straight from the bottle of scotch in his hand, then washed the taste away by dunking his mouth in a crystal bucket of ice cubes and water. It was 4 in the morning and he was spinning drunken fantasies of murdering his trampy wife when she got home. If she ever did come home. It was too late to call his first wife and ask about the kids, and he felt funny about calling any of his friends now that his career was plunging downhill. There had been a time when they would have been delighted, flattered by his calling them at 4 in the morning, but now he bored them. He could even smile a little to himself as he thought that on the way up Johnny Fontaine's troubles had fascinated some of the greatest female stars in America. Gulping at his bottle of scotch, he heard finally his wife's key in the door, but he kept drinking until she walked into the room and stood before him. She was to him so very beautiful, the angelic face, soulful violet eyes, the delicately fragile but perfectly formed body. On the screen her beauty was magnified, spiritualized. 100 million men all over the world were in love with the face of Margot Ashton. And paid to see it on the screen.
Nếu các bạn thấy nội dung video này hữu ích, xin hãy cho chúng tôi một like, cũng như bấm subscribe để ủng hộ cho kênh, để video này được chia sẻ đến nhiều người hơn nữa. Xin cảm ơn các bạn.